Hi everybody. It's the end of my day 5, Friday here in Costa Rica, having all my dental work done and such with the Costa Rican Bio Dental. And it's a fabulous dentistry practice. Today they did a crown, one of my crowns, and it was awesome how they just used this wand that went all around the tooth area, and it kept going around and going around, and on a computer it created this digital 3D image, and it just literally built the model for the actual tooth by this wand going around. And then about 15 minutes later, boom, pops out your crown. And once they make sure it's all correct and everything, they cook it for half an hour and it's ready to rock and go into your mouth. That was fascinating to watch and not painful or anything, which was wonderful because everything else is. I started out the day today at a homeopath, which I will post as soon as I can get it all on there. I think I did post a few pictures or something on one Facebook page, but on my personal one. And that one, I went to the homeopath. She was amazing. She was very, very good. Took a huge history, asked a million questions, and then prescribed some homeopathic remedies. And for while I'm here, going through the surgery to help with the healing of the surgery, during the trauma, all that kind of stuff, to the mouth and my brain, I think. Last night, I have to admit, I was sitting here thinking, what have I done? And feeling just a little more than overwhelmed, being in another country by myself. So my normal, I am in control, was a little like, I've lost control. Anyway, today was fine. And when I went to this homeopath, I was telling her, I said, I think I'm just getting anxious because they're going to be doing a implant and some extractions of wisdom teeth. And I had a terrible experience about 6 months ago with a wisdom tooth extraction. It was just horrendous. It was such a terrible experience and painful, and it became infected. It was just a nightmare. So I'm very nervous about those. And some of those, I think, start tomorrow. I'm not sure which ones, but he seems to think all of them. But one thing I've learned with the Costa Ricans, I think I said it in an earlier video, is it is absolutely true. You get there on time, and you will be waiting quite a while. And then they work on you, and then they give you time in between. And then you're waiting in between, so you're getting a break, you know, your jaw's getting a break, which is all kind of good, but just takes a long time, and there's a lot of waiting, so it's an exercise in patience. I got sidetracked, sorry. So anyway, I went to this homeopath, and she gave me shots of procaine, which was to calm my central nervous system with the trauma that's coming in each day to my mouth and my body, my psyche. And so that was kind of interesting. And let me just tell you, okay, I took one picture, I think, or 2 pictures, but I had shots inside my mouth in each quadrant. On the top of my head, it was very much like the meridians that acupuncture would work off of. And then the sides of my head, the middle of my eyebrows, each collarbone, those were the most sensitive. The others actually did not hurt. They were slightly more of a feeling than acupuncture, and acupuncture is really not bad at all. Let's see, my navel, my pelvic bone, that was something. I think there was about 11 of them, or 12 altogether, something like that. Then I had IV vitamin C therapy for immunity and to help process this, the healing and the mercury, the potential for mercury absorption. I'm also currently taking charcoal tablets, as well as what they give me at the dentist. I'm taking extra each day, and then when I come home, I will continue probably for a full year protocol to eliminate the mercury, because just taking the fillings out of your body does not actually eliminate all of the mercury in your tissues. So, and especially if they're not taken out properly, because when they're taken out, you can actually get a higher level absorption of the mercury and become mercury toxic, and it can tax your liver and your joints and all kinds of things, which I think is perhaps what has been going on. Multiple professionals seem to agree, so that's why we're doing all this. And many of them were breaking down. So, what else? So then I left there after having all of those stabs and went to the dentist. And by the time I was done with all the dental work, and I can't talk quite so well, I'm most swollen, a little swollen both sides, but mostly on this side, and sore. The Novocaine is almost worn off. But I had 15 shots of Novocaine today on this side alone. So I'm about to go ice it again, and I tried to eat a little something before it all wore off. And smoothies are my friend, and I guess that's it. So quite a day. Just thought I would check in and let you know. I'm still glad I'm doing it here with this dentist. I just wish this dentist and these prices were in our own country. It's just absurd that we can't get top of the line medical care and dentistry, especially, for prices that most people can afford to have a healthy mouth. So anyway, blows my mind. And if anybody's wondering, I did post this somewhere, but it looks like, and give or take, because once we do one thing, sometimes it turns out to be a little bit bigger than another thing. Like today I had one tooth that they took the mercury fillings out of, and they knew it was going to be big, but it was actually bigger than they thought. So instead of it being refillings, it wound up being an inlay. So it sieved the actual tooth, but was a little bit more involved to do. And the other day they did one where they thought it was going to need a crown, or at least an inlay, and they took the fillings out, and voila, they only need to replace fillings, which was great. So, but given all that, it appears that what would cost, if I get everything done that I need done, which is just staggering amounts of stuff. Apparently I am prone to, he called it, I don't know if it's certainly not the technical term, but it's probably the way you could describe it the best, silent cavities, where they don't present, there's no pain, they're not necessarily easily visible either on examination, but they go up towards the root, and they just keep burrowing and burrowing and burrowing. So, gotta love that. A lot of antibiotic use when I was a kid. Stay away from antibiotics unless you absolutely need them, because a lot of what's going on here was both antibiotic usage and inhalers, asthmatic inhalers. And back then they didn't tell us you had to brush or rinse after every time you had an asthmatic inhaler. So, and of course, sugar as well is a biggie, so I really try to stay away from those, but when I fall off the wagon, I fall off the wagon. So anyway, but you guys all know how I tried not to do that. And so the cost for this, I'm a little out of it because it's been a very long day. I started out at 9:30, and I got finished at the dentist at 7:30, and everything was being poked pretty much the whole day and drilled. So in the States, it looks like, because I'm getting an implant now, my original estimate of about $13,000 was not including an implant. So what I'm having done in the States probably would have been $18,000 to $20,000. Maybe even a little bit more because of the inlays. I find that a lot of dentists don't do the inlays. They want to go right to the crowns. And I've been to 3 dentists in the States for estimates, double checking the work and things like that. And all 3 gave me different teeth, work that needed to be done. They gave me a lot of the same, but some teeth that were different, which was interesting. And I told Michaela, either become a dentist or marry a dentist. Great hours, you can name your price in the States. So, but if I do all of that here, and that is several inlays, some fillings, 1, 2, 3, I think 3 crowns, 2 or 3 extractions, and the implant, it will be right around $4,000. It's unbelievable, the difference. So and the care's better. Everything here is digital. I was talking to the dentist. He said, he asked me, he said, "Is your dentist older?" And I said, "Oh, a little bit, not too much, but a little bit." And he's like, "Well, the problem is, everything is digital now. Everything is electronic to make it so precise. What's going into your mouth and the work that we actually do to your mouth, we still have to drill. We still have to do all those things that are no fun at all. However, we do it with such a greater amount of precision that that minimizes a lot of the problems with it and adjustments and things like that." It was just fascinating. When I watched them make the crown today, the way they made it with the electronic wand, I was blown away. So anyway, this video is a little long. I may not be so eager to talk tomorrow. We'll see, depending on what actually happens tomorrow. Okay? I'll talk to you hopefully then. Have a great night.